if that happens.
He will have that for sure. The college football playoff schedule for not this upcoming year. This is it for the 14 playoff, and then we go to the 12-team model, Matt Green. Naturally, a lot of pushback to the dates. I also don't really understand why you couldn't do the semifinals at college campuses as well. Like, I don't know why you can't just keep the Final Four games on bowl sites. I don't know why that's something.
You stole my thunder. Are we going to get into that right now?
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
That was what I was gonna say. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I think this is my hot take that they are going to see the atmospheres on those 5 through 8 seeds hosting those first round games, and it's just gonna be absolutely electric. Like, this is gonna be like maybe the death of like the bowl games. I honestly think like they're going to see how great those sites are, and they're going to be like, we have to do this for the semifinals too. Especially because the 1 through 4 seeds are going to be like, we're a top 4 seed, and we don't get this extra home playoff game in our college campus and our college town and everything, and just this free advertising for the university and all that. Like, so much goes into that. So I think them wanting to kind of, we'll do these first round at home, and then we'll do the bowl games. I think that's going to be like the kiss of death. That's going to be... It's going to be like the door just cracked open, and we're going to see home games on college campuses. And then maybe just the Final Four is on a neutral site. Because honestly, just the travel alone, asking fans to travel for 3 or 4 rounds of playoffs is, I don't know, it's just kind of unrealistic, especially these fans. Like, you want to appease the season ticket holders, and you pay however many thousands of dollars every year for season tickets, and all the best games are at neutral sited NFL stadiums. Like, why am I still paying for season tickets? Like, I don't know. I think you could see some pushback from that. And also, like, what's preventing the Goodyear Cotton Bowl from being played in Columbus, Ohio? Like, throw up Goodyear logos and everything, and they still get the advertising.
It doesn't matter where the games are. Just call it that. Just call it the bowl game. Just call it the Cotton Bowl at blank. Like, you don't actually have to. Like what we talked about, where it's like these names are just names now. Like the Gator Bowl and the Outback Bowl. Well, it's just the sponsor. Like, it doesn't matter. Just put the sponsor all over the stadium. Like, why? You don't have to do that. It doesn't have to be at that location, and you can still call it that particular bowl game. That's silly.
You can still bring out your Cheez-Its, your giant bowl of Cheez-Its to Sanford Stadium. You know, you can still do the whole thing. But so the dates with me are what just.
How did we still end up with a Monday night final? Like, how did that still happen after all of this? I thought for sure we would go away from that with this model. That you would for sure go back to Saturday.
I thought because we're having to do multiple rounds of playoffs that they would go back to Saturday. Because obviously the 31st and the 1st, that's kind of different because a lot of people get holidays on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So there's a tradition of playing college football on New Year's Day and on New Year's Eve. So if that happens to fall on a Wednesday, Thursday, so be it. Like, that's not a big deal. But other than that, I feel like all of the postseason games should be played on Saturday. So like one of these, the semifinals, January 9th and 10th on a Thursday and Friday, it's like you just had New Year's Eve, right? It's like who's getting the next week off, getting vacation days that following Thursday after you already got all these vacation days and Christmas and New Year's. Now it's back to the real world. Like, you can't just be taking off weeks. I can't, at least. I don't know how everyone else's work schedule works, but yeah, so that's the one thing I was disappointed. It's kind of awkward, the one game on Friday night and then the 3 games on Saturday in the first round. Like, how they didn't fully commit to the Saturday is kind of strange, or just do 2 and 2. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, this is why I didn't really want 12 teams, because I felt like this was just kind of too much. And especially, are coaches still getting fired and hired? And so December 20th and 21st, right, is where the first round is going to be in 2024. What is signing day going to be that year? December 14th, December 15th? Like, these teams are in wherever, Tempe, Arizona. I'm not sure. Oh, those are on-site games in the first round. So I don't know. It's just, it seems you got to travel on the road for a college football playoff game, and then, try to get your best signing class as possible. Like, they're going to have to do something about that. But yeah, I mean, that Friday, Saturday before Christmas, it's like, I'm all for it. I feel like as a couch watching fan, it's going to be fun, but I feel like for the people that truly go to all these bowl games, that go to the national championship game, like I feel like they're just putting a lot on those types of fans that are actually to actually be at all these games.
That's fair. And look, you can adjust. Like you said, they'll see what it looks like for that first round, and they're like, and then other schools are going to see it, and they're like, yeah, we're going to need to move these games, these semifinal games to that. And also makes the Final Four feel more special, right? Like that's like, okay, now we're at the neutral site. This is like the Final Four.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want home field to influence where things are going. It's like we grew up high school football here in the state of Georgia. You finish at the bins. Like that's where you finish. Like it should be at a neutral
Except
site.
for the year North Gwinnett got there, man. We had to go all the way down to Lowndes in the pouring rain. It was garbage.
Why?
We got smashed. I think they've had the rule ever since 2008. That was my junior year of high school, 2007. But yeah, so I think they've done it ever since because you don't want the elements to decide the championship.
Did you go down?
Home field. Oh yeah, we made the trip down to Valdosta for sure.
And how do you say Colquitt again?
Colquitt.
Colquitt.
Yeah, you gotta get those get that Georgia pronunciation wrong. You'll be mistaken as a Tennessean. But yeah, so I think ultimately like we'll figure out how to watch however it happens. But I've heard it brought up also like the NFL owns Saturday in like December and stuff, so that's why they don't want to do Saturday games. And it's like I don't really think that matters. Like. I feel like if college football is on, like, who does that matter to, I guess is the better question. That matters to TV executives. And it's like, yeah, cool, guys, but we want college football. Like, do we actually know that people wouldn't watch college football if given the chance to watch NFL? Like, have we ever actually seen a big-time college football game compete directly with an NFL game? I mean, it doesn't ever really happen. Like, we don't get, like, Thursday night football, like, competed with Thursday night, but that was never an actual big-time college football game. So, I don't know. I think I would love to just see these playoff. Like, what do you have? You have the conference championship weekend, then the Heisman ceremony the following Saturday. Maybe take one Saturday off, and then the playoff starts the Saturday after that. Like, just keep people used to Saturdays or when college football is played.
That's fair, but it seems like they're not going to move off that. It seems like they are dead set on keeping this Monday. I think that's going to stay.
Not for the championship game. But I feel like for the other rounds where we got multiple games, like put that on a Saturday, man. I do respect going back to the draft though. I respect how they have college game day during the draft. They know exactly how certain people are out there watching the draft. Like. I'm a college fan, and like that's how I was watching it. Like, so it was cool to see the same Reese Davis, the same college football people talking about the actual guys they know.
For sure. Well, there you go, Matt Green. This is, I think, one of the more hilarious things that as we wrap up here tonight. There's two different things I wanted to hit on real quick. Archie Manning won't let Arch Manning take NIL money until he starts. I saw this headline from Steve Sarkisian. Folks, don't let this fool you. Arch Manning doesn't have to take NIL money before he starts. This was the silliest story I've seen all offseason. And that anyone who ran with this or why Sark would think that this would resonate well, where it's like, look at how good of a kid Arch is. And the Manning family, look, I got Peyton behind me. Like, they don't need this weird, hey, look at how good of a kid Arch is. And I don't like this idea, too, of pitting these kids against, like, pitting the narrative of, like, if you take NIL money right away, then, like, what, you're not seeing the big picture here, and you're just getting lost in the money. It's like, no, you could have an injury tomorrow.